Okay, here's my little setup in relation to Stiffler's latest work, which is a single wire feeding a simple little inductive circuit, which is also capacitive, and an LED. In my circuit here, all three components are series connected in a loop. So these two little things you see here, they're not resistors, they are inductors, just like that one there. And any value will work with these two values here being different values of inductance. And it looks to me on the scope that it's creating a standing wave because they will oscillate at different frequencies. I'm driving this circuit with my signal generator, of course, and you will see I have only the positive lead hooked up, the negative is laying on the desk there, and I'm just using my little holder here to hold our LED. And that's all there is to it, really. So what we're going to do now is crank up the frequency and get this little number working. So we'll just keep lifting it up. You might see it start to glow, and we've just passed its peak, so we're 1.119 megahertz there, and our LED is shining away quite brightly there. It is just a red LED with our single wire. So that's all this circuit is. It's just a series connected circuit in a loop. Two different value inductors and our LED. What is surprising though is the amount of voltage that is actually across that LED. And my scope was telling me it was 200 plus volts, which I found hard to believe. So what I did was got our 240 volt neon here, and turn that around. Being in Australia, of course, everything is 240 volts unless you go and buy yourself 110 volt or 80 volt neons. This big one here is 240 volts. And we find that if we touch it on one of the wires, our neon lights up quite nicely. And that can be on either side there. And of course nothing down this side of our inductors where our signal generator is hooked in. But on the top side, these start to glow at about 205 to 207 volts. 240 volts is their rated voltage, and as you can see, that is glowing quite nicely. So driving our LED at 200 plus volts without blowing it, and we know it's there because it fires up our 240 volt neon. Very interesting. So how does it work? Well, you get the frequency high enough, or the voltage high enough, and you can pretty much well drive anything with a single wire, because the second wire is a virtual wire, and that is the capacitance through the air to ground. So although that value is very, very small, our frequency is very, very high, and our voltage, due to the inductors, or what the inductors are creating, is also very high. So although it looks like we're only using one wire, and there is a virtual wire on the other side, and that is the capacitance through air to ground. So there you go. 200 plus volts across an LED. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next video, going back onto our big project. Some of you will know what it is, most of you will not, if it actually works, and then most of you will find out. Cheers guys.